All right, so here we have the new Model C2 in transparent brown. So this one was supposed to be transparent black, and it was supposed to have flame maple top, but sometimes we are fallible and make mistakes. Now this one's just pure mahogany everywhere, on the body, the neck, and the top. Just the whole thing is just solid mahogany. We got an ebony fretboard, and up here it's a matching headstock. It's also got mahogany. It's supposed to be like a transparent black, but it's looking more transparent brown. This is a Pro Series model, which means that the tuners get upgraded. So we put the Goto locking tuners on there. Another part of the upgrade is the pickups. So our standard series is going to have Citizen humbuckers, but they'll be the Korean made ones, and then the Pro upgrade you get the Citizen USA made pickups. Also on the Pro series you also get a treble bleed on your volume, so that keeps the tone consistent all the way through, from when the volume's at 10 all the way as you go down to 0. The tone doesn't really change. Usually without a treble bleed it's going to get a little muted sounding, a little woofy. So we also put a coil split on the push-pull. So now that's a master coil split. So when it's pulled up, you get single coil tone here and here on your tone pot. This is just a standard tone, and a 3-way pickup selector. On the Model C2, we actually give a few different bridge options. This one is the Citizen Duesenberg tremolo tailpiece, but if you don't need a tremolo, you could get the stop tailpiece version. And then we also do the Bigsby V5 as well, if you kind of want that more American vibrato style bridge. So this is actually our second batch of Model C2 guitars. It's mostly the same specs as the first batch, except that we changed the pickguard color. I should mention though, if you want to get a different pickguard color, you can. We sell these separately for $25. You get black or tortoise, mint, parchment, and then for a little more expensive you could get like an aluminum one or maybe carbon fiber, but that's kind of flashy. So yeah, that's one of the main changes, is that we wanted to brighten up the guitars a little bit visually, and so we went with the white perloid pickguard on this batch. One thing we did differently this time, we put the truss rod adjustment right here with the spoke wheel. And so the previous batch, our first batch, we had it down here, or sorry, I should say up here at the headstock. And the reason why we decided to go with the spoke wheel adjustment is because it's really easy to just take the truss rod tool and you just enter it in there, and then you can tighten it this way or loosen it this way. And it's just a lot quicker than, say, coming up here and taking screws off and taking a cover plate off. It's just right here, easy access. And then if we come down onto the side here, you see that we have the Luminlay side marker dots. These glow in the dark, so that's helpful in the dim rooms. You see it's got the black outline. That's really important, because when you have a really light colored binding and then your side markers are also this light color, there's no contrast, so you can't really see anything. And the glow-in-the-dark material, the Luminlays, they don't come in like black, right? So the glowing part is the inner portion that's kind of that light colored, and then the black is so that you can see it when it's not, just like when it's regular daytime. And then if we move over to the back, we did a bolt-on neck, and we always do a little bit of sculpting and contouring, so you can get up here in the upper frets. It's just more comfortable right there. And then over here, you've got the belly carve. It's nice to kind of just hug up against your body, so you don't have a sharp 90-degree edge going into your ribs. Maybe it should be called a rib contour instead of belly contour, I don't know. And then we have the matching binding all throughout. You can see everywhere, it's got binding all the way up to the headstock, neck, the body. On the bridge here, this Tunematic bridge has roller saddles. That's pretty important because when you go and use the tremolo, you really want there to be as little friction as possible here. And so these roller wheels, as the string travels through it, the wheel just rolls. And so that's really great. That way the string, after you let go of the tremolo, it returns to 0 or in tune. And so you're not having tuning issues. One thing I like about these Citizen Duesenberg trems is that it's different than a Bigsby, is that you could just pass the string right through the bridge and it just wraps around. The ball end just anchors into the hardware, as opposed to with a Bigsby, you kind of have to fish the ball end through the little pin, and a lot of times it pops off, especially during restrings. And so this is just kind of easier to do restrings on. Another change we did with this model was the inlays. We decided to go with block inlays this time. It's still a 22 fret neck, but the block inlays look nice. Kind of dress it up a little bit. And on this batch, we went with a bone nut. So this is a hand-shaped, hand-slotted nut. And you get 22 nickel silver medium frets. One thing about the pickups is this one has Citizen pickups in it, but we're happy to install any brand of pickup. You can get Lambertones or Fraylins or DiMarzios, Duncans, EMGs, really anything. Lawler too. We're happy to install any brand pickup and model. So yeah, that's about it. I think if I missed anything, feel free to ask a question in the comments. We're actually gonna pack this one up for Ryan. He's over in Grace Baptist Church, and he's a songwriter for Sovereign Grace Music, which is personally one of my favorite, as well as he sometimes plays bass for Keith and Kristyn Getty. So yeah, I'm really excited and encouraged to be able to send this guitar out to him and see what he thinks. I hope he likes it. All right, adios.